Hello, today my teammates Damien, Natalie, Jaisheng, and myself will be discussing needle phobia among adult patients during mass COVID-19 vaccinations.
Needle phobia is a fear of needles or injections in medical operations. It is extremely frequent and affecting at least 1 out of every 10 persons.
In this infographic, we look into the different reasons as to why needle phobia exists and how it may affect the amount of people that are willing to take the COVID-19 vaccine.
The journal article considering needle phobia among adult patients during mass COVID-19 vaccination discusses the mass vaccinations that are being done to acquire herd immunity. It stresses on healthcare providers needing to be aware of their patients' dread of needles. This fear of needles affects anywhere from 11.5 to 66 million adults in the United States, and as a result, this group frequently avoids medical attention, including immunizations. They thoroughly go over needle phobia, vaccinations, and current treatments, as well as show evidence for the effective use of telemedicine that could prove critical for reaching the population, as well as those who are hesitant about vaccinations. They believe that providing education to healthcare providers to identify and manage these patients during the pandemic is necessary. They conclude and provide solutions to this by using the DSM-5 cross-cutting screener for phobia in primary care, community health clinics, university health clinics, and insurance companies to identify patients who do not show up for vaccinations.
The journal article Injection Fears and COVID-19 Vaccine Hesitancy discusses how a proportion of COVID-19 vaccination apprehension in adults in the United Kingdom. It is caused by blood injection injury worries. It is possible that such worries contribute to general vaccine hesitation, something that we have to address today since worldwide herd immunity is critical for us to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. And immunization programs may be hindered by a small number of vaccine hesitant people. A non-probability online survey was completed by 15,014 persons in the United Kingdom, where the researchers' goal was to measure vaccine intent. Of the people surveyed, over 1/4 of them tested positive for the blood injection injury phobia, and most of them had COVID-19 vaccination apprehension. Injection anxiety was shown to be greater in young among the Black Africans and Asians, explaining why these demographics are more concerned about vaccines. Well, according to the World Health Organization, blood injection injury worries may account for around 10% of instances of vaccine hesitancy, and addressing such anxieties would undoubtedly boost the success of immunization programs.
The journal article Fear of Injections and Needle Phobia Among Children and Adolescents discussed that biopsychosocial factor may play a role in the etiology of children and adolescents' needle phobia. The journal article provides an overview of the psychological, behavior, and contextual aspects contributing to needle anxiety and phobia in the young. The article has discovered the fact that the needle-related distress on the continuum ranging will lead from a needle fear to a more serious needle phobia. In order to increase compliance and avoidance in medical care during managing procedure distress, short-term and long-term benefits like relaxation, breathing exercise, and psychotherapist treatment can be provided. Furthermore, for healthcare professionals to manage different manifestations of needle phobia, related education can be taught to them. This will help in lowering the children and adolescents' fear during injections. In the article, it has been concluded that a diagnostic evaluation and a correct diagnosis of children and adolescents' needle phobia is exceptionally crucial from an experienced psychotherapist. Thank you. I'll pass my floor to Natalie.
Okay, thank you, Damien. So the article, The Psychology of the Anti-Vaccine Movement, discusses the mentality of those who have anti-vaccination attitudes, which includes having conspiracy mentalities, lack of trust in Western medical treatments, and simply a fear of needles. A good number of vaccine hesitants tend to have conspiracy mentalities. They believe that there is a secretive society of elites who have conspired to vastly exaggerate the benefits of vaccination and herd immunity, while at the same time greatly exaggerating the dangers of COVID-19. In the first year of the pandemic, one theory gained traction worldwide, with people believing that governments were colluding to force mass vaccinations on people to secretly plant tracking devices inside individuals. However, not everyone who holds anti-vaccination attitudes also believes in conspiracy theories. Some have a more simple reason for this, which is they are afraid of needles. In 24 countries, it was found that vaccine hesitancy was linked to how queasy people felt when they saw or even thought of needles and blood. In fact, those who do not have the stomach for needles and blood may also turn away from Western medicine in a bid to understand why they feel that way. Alternative holistic healing methods often deride Western medicine, which can cause those who use holistic healing to be suspicious of modern medical interventions such as vaccinations. We hope this presentation has given you a better idea of why some have anti-vaccination attitudes. Although some of them are conspiracy theories, a good number of vaccine-hesitant people also have a more simple reason, which is needle phobia. Thank you for your time.